Today we're talking about a very serious topic. This is a non-gaming related video, and some of you may see this video as political as well. I don't think this is something that should inherently be viewed as political, but it's up to personal interpretation at the end. I have this platform and I can reach a lot of people, and I want to use this platform to help. This video may at times sound a little bit scripted. That is because I have a script in front of me, because I want to make sure to express everything the right way. This can be seen as my contribution in a way to Blackout Tuesday. If you want to know more about that, you can Google that. But effectively, this video is being made as a result of the protests that are going on in America at the moment following the murder of George Floyd by a police officer. And yeah, these protests are still going on. And if you have been living completely under a rock and don't know about that yet, you know now, but most of you are aware. First of all, I want to express that I fully support the Black Lives Matter movement and everything that comes with it. And I also fully support the message that change is needed in the US police force and in the justice system. And I believe that this goes beyond just police officers, because as we've seen from the initial police reports of George Floyd's case, the coroner was actually complicit as well. So I think there are way deeper forces at work than just a few corrupt officers. And I think significant changes, significant overhauls to the police system and the justice system are necessary. These changes are likely also just the beginning of larger systemic changes that will be required in the US at some point. But that's for another time. That's not what the protests are about right now, not primarily. So I think it's not the point to dilute this message here. Regarding the protests, I want to say that I looked at them, well, basically I've been following them for the past few days over social media very intensely. And I have to say that I found the response from officials, for the most part, with obviously some exceptions, to be incredibly poor. And I don't even think this is something that could be pinned on just one political party. I think many of you may be aware that I'm neither fond of the Democratic nor the Democrats nor the Republican Party in America. I think the response there has been very weak on many fronts and has not sufficiently addressed the issue. And what I also saw a lot is that many of the peaceful protests were answered by violence, with violence by the police. If you're someone who is at all advocating for freedom of speech, which I think is a very essential part of the American Constitution, then this will or should probably shock you. I am also baffled by the fact that requests and demonstrations to end disproportionate violence actually led to significantly more violence coming from police forces. You would think that in a time where they are kind of under scrutiny, are being criticized, the response would be to show that they are not actually like that. And again, I'm sure there are some that are showing this, but what we overwhelmingly see is footage of more violence. And that most certainly doesn't support any way to de-escalate the situation as well. We also see things like police officers covering their badge numbers or protesters just blatantly being framed or set up, which all, if you want to see more of that, you can find that on my Twitter. I have retweeted a bunch of those things. Again, I find that very shocking, and I think that is a horrible situation for all the people involved to be in. Now, I know that there will be people who want to argue for the other side or want to play devil's advocate or something like that. And one of the questions that I'm most certain will come up in the comments here or wherever else is, but there are riots and there are buildings being destroyed. What about that? And I have my opinions on this, of course, but I don't think I'm really in the place to talk about this. I think somebody else can express this much better than I can. And that is Emmanuel Acho. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I will link his video down below. He has addressed this very well, what exactly goes into these riots. And essentially, how they have become a voice of the unheard. And I encourage you to watch that if you're wondering if writing or if destroying property is right, or if it's something that is justifiable in the situation, or why it's happening in the first place. Again, I will not speak about that further here, but I wanted to have it addressed in some way. Outside of that, I think one thing that's very important is suggesting productive ways to help for everyone who wants to support either George Floyd directly, as much as that is still possible, or his family, or surrounding causes that are coming up at the moment. So down below will also be a link that is a massive collection of all the ways that you can help. If you have money, if you don't have money, if you want to get involved in other ways, it's all in there. And I will also link video, sorry about that, link a video right up there, should pop up now, that you can watch if you want to support Black Lives Matter while not having any money yourself that you can donate. Because what this video does, it's a video that has a lot of ads, and it also shows content made by mostly black musicians, but also some black creators in general. And so you can just run this video in the background, basically, as long as you have the volume on a decent level. And there are many ads played throughout it, and the funds that are created through these ads, or the money that's gained through these ads, will then go to Black Lives Matter. So that is something you can do. In the video, you will also find further instructions on how to basically replay it by watching some videos in between, so that you don't end up being rated as a spam viewer, essentially. So that is a way that you can help. Outside of that, I also am planning a donation charity stream myself. I have to set that up first. I hope everything works out with that, because I've had some issues the last times I tried to stream. But if that works out, it'll be announced on my community tab here, as well as on Twitter, as well as on Twitch directly. Twitch TV /DukesLoth is where it would happen. And I might do some, or I will try to do some fundraising there, which would all go directly in support of black businesses or Black Lives Matter, depending on how exactly I can set that up best. So that would probably happen tomorrow. You don't have to donate if it happens. You can just be in the stream, and that way you would already support it by giving the stream more viewers that then give the stream more attention. And last but not least, I also want to shout out various black creators. On one hand, some YouTube creators, and on the other hand, some artists. And I'm going to do that in a pinned comment with all the links, because I think that's actually easier, so you can just check them out right there. And also I can add more if I remember anyone that I forgot. So all of these links, all the necessary links for everything that I've talked about, will be both in the description and in a pinned comment down below. And that way you can help out further if you want to. We will be back to Smite content tomorrow. I know some of you will be upset that I'm not making Smite content for a single day, but I hope it's understandable that I wanted to take this time to talk about something that is, I think, affecting the world a little bit more than Smite is right now. And with that, thank you guys very much for watching. I will probably see you for the next one soon. And I hope you appreciate this message and you support this message. DukesLoth, out.